Can someone please tell Hazel-E to go Can someone please tell Hazel-E to go sit her ass down? I'm the librarian, and I came to read. It's time for me to plug it in. If you want this shirt, if you want the ebook that this shirt was based off of. Also, there's some art in the back because the ebook is definitely Game of Thrones inspired with a lot of homosexuality inside of it. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of blackness. If that's something that you're interested in, go to houseofexpression.com/Araxia or go to amazon.com and just search Adrian Expression and you'll get everything that you need. Go there and check it out. Also, patreon.com/Adrian Expression. A couple of y'all are already voting on the topics that will be used for blog posts and the topics that we used for topic videos on patreon.com/Adrian Expression. The girls get the videos there first before they come on YouTube, so go there and check it out and sign up if that's something you're interested in. Let's talk about it right now. We got to get into it. I said I wasn't going to speak about this because I didn't really care about it too much, but when I saw Hazel-E acting kind of acting like the clout chaser that she is, talking about, oh my god, they ripped off my song from 2017. I'm just like, girl, it sounds nothing the same. I mean, and then it evolved into this diss track, Hazel-E, and then we got fucking Young Miami, and then we got Jocelyn Hernandez coming in here. It's just a bunch of mess. I want everybody to sit their asses down. It's corny. Hazel-E, girl, I want to call her Mrs. Claus because she loves to play a bunch of reindeer games. Hazel, ain't nobody checking for your ass like this. Sit your ass down. What is Hazel doing? I don't know. I do not know the whole story about what's going on. I just thought it was funny that she was trying to compare somebody's song to her own in 2017. Don't really care too much about what's going on. I think it's all corny. I think it's a love and hip hop storyline. They can have it, but I just think everybody's being corny today. Okay, that's corny. Travis Scott was being corny. I don't know what performance it was, but he talked to Jameer Pond, I think it was. He does some work with the Grapevine. Also is a content creator and a motivational speaker. He was up there taking a picture of Travis Scott at this festival, and Travis Scott was just like, girl, get your nerdy ass off the stage. You might work for the festival, you don't work for me.
Get your fucking nerdy ass off the stage, bro. Go.
Like, while he was on the stage, like, disrespecting, talk about no disrespect, but then disrespected his ass and forced his ass off the stage. People are like, girl, you are still human at the end of the day, sis. I will always say that. I will always live by that, girl. You don't need to treat nobody like, girl, this man was up there taking pictures of you, and you kicked him off on the stage in front of everybody so disrespectfully, girl. I don't know. People, like I said, the corniness is jumping out. However, I'm gonna tell you something that was not corny. Megan Thee Stallion released her music video to Realer, and I'm just, you know, the wig has evaporated. Now, Big Ol' Freak was a cute video, but the energy that I needed from her really came out in Realer. Once she gave that high kick, I was like, oh, that's it. You know, that's exactly what I needed. That energy is everything. Sis was moving that body. I said, she was bitch hot girl shit, and that's on period. I'm so happy to see, girl, I saw on Twitter, sis, that y'all might be doing a visual for Cash Shit with the baby. I'm telling you, sis, I want to be on set so I can be set to sit on the baby face, and that's it, girl. I feel like I just played words with friends with that sentence. But Megan Thee Stallion, I'm gonna play with your friend, sis. I'm gonna play with your friend, the baby, and it ain't gonna be with words, okay? I can tell you that right now. But I just wanted to congratulate you, sis. Thank you so much for the power and the energy. We're waiting for more music videos to come out. Speaking of things that we're waiting for, we were waiting for Game of Thrones to make sense, and it didn't. I'm not gonna speak about it because I already did a whole live stream talking for a whole hour about it. You can go check it out. But all I'm saying is that we deserve so much better than what they served us on that afternoon. They're calling Dan and Dave dumb and dumber, and the way that season looked, I can't really blame their asses. Let's move on to something a little bit more cheerful. Pose is coming back. I think let me make sure. Pose is coming back June 11th. I'm excited. I already talked about it. They're continuing to do more promotion. The stars are speaking out a little bit more. That means I can feel the energy. I can feel the homosexual, the LGBT, the trans woman energy just jumping out. And that's something that I value and I respect and I crave. So get into that. Also, speaking of companies doing more promotion, they've been releasing more clips of Dark Phoenix, and I'm getting my life just with the CGI. That's it. We're not talking about the consistency of the story or the, you know, lack of a proper storm that they give us. I'm not even getting into that. I've lost all hope in that. But when it comes to the CGI and the action scenes, y'all, my heart is gonna be, I might end up watching it. So talk about that. Something else I will end up watching is Westworld. I know I spoke about it already, but they released a trailer. I'm excited. Dolores Ash is back. She's ready to slice these humans up. She's going to take over the planet. I'm hoping that Westworld is not a story that feels constrained to the idea that humans always need to win in the end. Girl, if the robots wipe us all out and win, girl, that's just the tea, sis. That's how it moves. That's how evolution moves on, sis. So I am excited to see that. HBO is trying so hard not to get us to cancel after this lackluster ass, tired ass series finale for Game of Thrones. But I saw some shit on there I'm kind of interested in watching. Something else I was interested in watching was that speech that Robert F. Smith gave. He's a billionaire technology investor and philanthropist. Robert Smith said, hey sis, to the Morehouse graduating class of 2019, we're gonna find a way to pay off all y'all goddamn debt, and that's it.
And my family is making a grant to eliminate their student loans.
And the estimation of the debt is $40 million damn dollars, okay? Now, I got my, even though I wish that was me, I wish that somebody would come in and say, hey sis, we're gonna pay off the tens of thousands of dollars that you owe to these people, because I wonder if they think they're gonna get that shit back. I'm going to literally pay them step by step. I'm gonna pay them step by step. Them hoes will have you paying interest until your ass is in the casket, and not even Melisandre ass could wake your ass up from the dead. Do you hear what I'm saying? But I was overjoyed to see that shit happen. Now this brings up so many implications about concentrated wealth, like hoarded wealth. It really does, because it's just like, how many lives could you change if one day a billionaire woke up and decided, hey sis, I'm just gonna give 40 mil to these motherfuckers. Like, and how much is 40 mil to a billionaire? How much is $40 million to a billionaire? Why aren't these education systems, these financial systems set up in a way that takes advantage of this wealth that, you know, you could live 100 lifetimes, these motherfuckers would have no way to spend all the money that's in their account. In what ways would our society change if stories like these were common and not rare? Because like, these billionaires are gonna die on top of their money. Even their children's children could not come up with a way to spend all that shit. I think that's a whole conversation we could have with just like a snap of their fingers. People's whole lives, people working 2 and 3 jobs, people struggling to maintain grades because of finances, all that shit goes out the window. It's just, whoo, girl, you gotta really think about it. But then there's another side to it. People saw this happening in Morehouse, and I saw a lot of them be like super angry and jealous. And like, sis, why you mad? Why you mad? Someone else is able to start their lives without student loan debt. Like, that's amazing. That's an amazing thing. We can talk about why they even got to that place in the first place and talk about dismantling some of these fucked up ass systems. But sis, somebody's free. Why would you be mad? Why would you be pressed about that shit? Some people, they want everyone else to struggle in the same way with the same intensity that they did, so that they can feel comfortable and safe. But that shit to me is immature. Okay, so I'm happy to the graduated class 2019 in Morehouse that got y'all shit together. This will really jumpstart your life, your financial life, your professional life, your personal life. So I'm happy definitely about that. So I'm sure you've all heard by now that Arthur, the show that we all used to watch, Arthur has a gay character, Mr. Ratburn. He's getting married apparently to his husband, and it's this huge deal. I didn't talk about it when the news first broke, but now I really want to bring it up because in Alabama, their public television network or whatever it is, they said, girl, we're not going to air it. We're refusing to air it. And Mike McKenzie, he's the director of that. What he is citing is parental trust and the age of children. They apparently have the trust of parents and they don't want to ruin it by airing an episode of 2 gay rats, because that's what Mr. Ratburn is. He's a goddamn rat. 2 gay rats getting married. Now, I find it so crazy, and I know that minds won't change, but I just find that you really see the homophobia jumping out, and that's all that it is. You could claim that, oh, it's just a different, no, sis, it's actual homophobia, because y'all are okay. Beauty and the Beast, y'all love watching beasts falling in love with women and married women. Beauty and the Beast, you have women princesses kissing frogs and shit, okay? I saw some movie y'all had talking about woman falling in love with a bee, bees and humans falling in love, you know. But when it comes to 2 gay rats, that's where we're drawing the line. That's just homophobia, because if y'all were really that concerned, y'all would be wondering if y'all kids are gonna be running out here kissing frogs, you know what I mean, falling in love with beasts, but y'all ain't worried about that shit, because you know it doesn't make no goddamn sense, right? But it's just the homophobia that's preventing you from looking at things through a logical lens, through a logical point of view. And it's just for Alabama to do some shit like that, but then at the same time force 12-year-olds and 11-year-olds and 13-year-olds to have babies and shit, y'all got priorities mixed up. And that's all I gotta say on that one. So now when we talk about the dangers of being a minority in this country, we can even focus on Black trans women who have a life expectancy of 35 years of age. Like I said before, you cannot be saying Black Lives Matter and all this shit if Black trans lives do not matter to you, and if Black LGBT lives in general do not matter to you. But Black trans lives specifically are in so much danger. Malaysia Booker, she was attacked last month. She was the one who had an accident and someone was offered $200 to beat her up, and that's exactly what happened. She felt like she barely got away with her life, and then, you know, a month later, she ends up being fatally shot. There is no excuse. No one should have to go through that level of torture. No one should have to go through that level of paranoia. No one should have to go through that level of empty life. It's empty. Having to watch your back all the fucking time simply because you exist. That's it. And just remember that every time that you ignore these minority deaths, you may not fit into these specifically into these minority groups. Every time you ignore it, that sets up precedents for someone else to ignore what happens to you, okay? And I say that also because I read this thing on MSNBC where they were saying thousands of immigrants are forced into solitary confinement, and some of them are, you know, for being physically disabled, mentally ill, and also gay, like LGBT. Now, this was from a review of documents that span back 5 years, so that includes some of the Obama administration, but also majority of the Trump administration. The detainees that were put into solitary confinement, apparently like 1/3 of them were mentally ill. I saw a picture on MSNBC with somebody in a small ass room with their wheelchair. Also in this report, her name is Ellen Gallagher. She's a former DHS senior policy advisor. She said that even though all these people talking about, oh, solitary confinement is the last resort, she said in her experience working there, it was their first resort, and she said she had to speak up because she felt like if she did not, she would no longer be able to live with herself. So Black trans women, immigrants, undocumented people, physically disabled, undocumented people, physically disabled immigrants, LGBT immigrants, every time you ignore when something happens to them, every single time, it not only demonstrates how you have a lack of empathy and compassion as a human being, but it also allows it for the slippery slope to happen. Because if you ignore when that shit happens to them, okay, we'll see how far we can go until you start screaming and crying out and no one is left to help your ass out. So I want us all to remember that as we continue on and continue to educate ourselves and try and protect our community and other people. Shit ain't just gonna stop. We have to continue to talk. At the very least, we have to continue to be aware and be empathetic. On that note, can someone please get Hazel-E on the charts so that not only she, but we can have a good goddamn evening.